His MVP. Goes one, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Shot again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs. Boston's got a runner on third base. Rangers have just intentionally walked Wilyer Abreu. We're giving Wilyer Abreu the intentional walk treatment, the Barry Bonds treatment. My goodness, that is where we're at this point with Wilyer Abreu in this series. Giving him the Barry Bonds treatment, man. 2 outs, excuse me. And we got Connor Wong up to bat. We're going to get into everything here about this game in just a little bit. Of course, we're going to bring you some live play-by-play commentary, and we're going to close this one out with you. Then after the game is over, post-game, give you a more full, detailed breakdown, get into everything, take comments and questions. But first here at Right on Rangers, y'all know the drill. We cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. And Chris Martin gets a big strikeout to end the top of the 8th inning for the Red Sox. And you know what? That was a masterful performance by Chris Martin there. You had a leadoff hit. Bregman then promptly steals second base. That's a problem right now. The Rangers still have not thrown out. I don't believe they've thrown out a base runner yet. I don't know if it's 6 total or 7 total steals, but this was a big issue last year. The Rangers giving up way too many stolen bases. It was a problem for Jonah Heim. Doesn't look like up to this point, Kyle Higashioka is a lot better in that department. Look, the season's young, but it is just getting old already watching the Red Sox take stolen base after stolen base against us. So Bregman steals second. You get a ground out, which moved Bregman over to third. Big strikeout of Christian Campbell, who is having a really nice debut series for Boston. And then after that, able to work around the intentional walk to Wilyer Abreu. Crazy that's what the Rangers are resorting to. But look, honestly, it's a good move. Walking Wilyer Abreu, I would much rather face Connor Wong, who was 0 for 3 on the day. Connor Wong, by the way, now 5 guys left on base, 0 for 4. Walking Wilyer Abreu was absolutely the right call. Listen to this box score stat line for Wilyer Abreu. 1 for 1 with an RBI, 3 walks, and he's hitting .700 for the season with a 2,300 OPS. Wow. A 2,300 OPS for Wilyer Abreu to start the year. It doesn't get a whole lot better to start a season than those numbers. It was absolutely the right call to walk Wilyer Abreu. So we're going to the bottom half now. I'll let the announcers on Ranger Sports Network take it away a little bit. I'll try and comment a little bit here and there in between.
0 for 3 so far today. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 penalty. Rangers.
Austin, let's go Rangers, man. Thanks for tuning in. Totally agreed, by the way, with Austin. Big test for the bullpen right here. Big test.
55-30 pitch, 6-2 record.
Slayton on for the Red Sox right now. Simeon up to bat. Simeon is going to pop this one up. Marcus is having a tough game today, now 0 for 4, and I believe with that pop out, just not swinging at great pitches. And the pitch selection, you could just tell not looking for what he's swinging at. I mean, on that one, lost all of his power, chasing a breaking ball going away from him. Simi now hitting 125 on the season, left a couple of guys on base. Wyatt Langford up to bat right now, and Wyatt is having an outstanding game, 2 for 3, infield single, game-tying home run for Wyatt earlier. I think it was last inning, and now he is up to bat. 1-0 count. Looks like they're going to get him to pop up to right field here, so there's going to be 2 out here. Slayton, former Rangers draft pick, he is having a good series as well. Don't think he has given up a hit yet, and no runs obviously allowed either. So now it is up to Jock Peterson, who's 0 for 3 on the day, to salvage something out of this inning. Slayton making quick work of the Rangers, only 5 pitches. Rangers again up 3-2, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Jock Peterson up at the plate. Here we go.
Well, a Red Sox is known for waving the ball fair. That's great reference. Here's a high fly ball down the left field line. Duran.
Jock Peterson retired. Oppo fly ball, fairly deeply hit down the line, but Slayton 1-2-3 inning, 6 pitches, having a great series. Closed out the opening day game, got the save, and now goes 1-2-3 at a pretty tricky spot in the Rangers lineup. Simeon, Langford, and then Jock Peterson. That is no easy combination, no easy trio to deal with. So good for former Ranger Slayton there. Inning pitched, clean inning. And the Red Sox, really, the pitching today has been pretty solid. Did they leave Fitz in a little bit too long? I think that's probably going to be the question of the day. With Fitz, he obviously is a young guy, only, I believe, 4 career starts. Kind of like Jack Leiter last night. I was a little surprised to see them throw him back out there. I know that his pitch count isn't crazy. He only was at like 60 pitches up to that point. But with some of these young guys, you just kind of wonder, they're having a great outing. Do you really want to send them back out there again? And in this case, it wasn't a great decision for the Boston Red Sox, as Wyatt Langford and Adolis Garcia, 2 homers, 2 solo shots to put the Rangers ahead here. Huge. Absolutely huge. We keep going. Let me go to some comments here. Appreciate everybody hanging out. We are closing out this Rangers game. The game's going to the top of the 9th inning. We'll see who's going to be closing this one out. Is it going to be Chris Martin? Looks like Luke Jackson is going to be coming on right now. So hold your breath, I guess, if you're not big on the Luke Jackson closing games decision. Chris Martin was able to work around a leadoff single by Alex Bregman. Now Luke Jackson into the game, and looks like he will be facing Hamilton, Rafaela, and Jarren Duran. Definitely manageable here. Got the bottom of the order. Jarren Duran, have a lot of respect for him. He's 0 for 3 today. Then you got Devers coming up. So this is a pretty good situation for Luke Jackson. Clearly got back on track a couple nights ago. We'll see what he does today. Here we go.
First offering of the inning, right in there for strike 1. Hamilton didn't get off. He's 0 for 3 today. Jackson normally doesn't monkey around much. He'll come right after guys. And this fastball's popped up. Foul one. Long run to in. He gets to it. He holds on to it.
Outstanding play by Ezekiel Duran. There was a foul ball, and Duran makes an over-the-shoulder catch. You'll want to see the replay on that one. Full sprint, then kind of slows up at the end, makes a nice little over-the-shoulder basket catch. Not an easy play at all. Love seeing that from Duran. He actually had an error earlier on in the ball game and kind of redeems himself a little bit there, honestly. Made a nice play on a ground ball. This was in the 6th inning. Low throw to Berger. Really tough pick for Berger. I mean, look, he'll probably say that he should have scooped it, but it's a really tough pick for Berger, and it allowed the Red Sox to take the lead 2-1. That was right after Jonathan Ornelas had made a little bit of an offline relay throw. It would have been, I think, a bang-bang play, but I think a good throw by Ornelas probably cuts down Campbell at the plate there and prevents the Red Sox from tying the game. Nice play by Ezekiel Duran. And here is a pretty routine ground ball to shortstop. Luke Jackson has 2 quick outs. And now Jarren Duran will come up as the Red Sox last hope in this one. And Jackson making quick work of Rafaela and Hamilton there. So here we go. Jarren Duran, 3-2 Rangers, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Hopefully we can get this improbable series win after dropping the opening day game. Here we go.
And there's strike 1 from Jackson. Duran, the leadoff man for Boston, 0 for 3 today, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. And lines that one out to left field on the run. Langford, he can't get it. It gets past him. Duran can run. They'll have an easy double.
Tough play there for Wyatt. He wasn't going to catch that ball. Didn't take a great angle, and the ball goes all the way to the fence. With a better angle, kind of playing that ball a little bit more to actually bounce in. Wyatt's trying to make a play there. If he plays that ball to drop, he probably cuts it off. It's going to be close at second either way. Duran has some wheels. I can't fault Wyatt too much there, but nevertheless, you've got runner on second base now. Rafael Devers up to bat. Devers has not looked good today. He's due. I hope that Luke Jackson is able to work around this one. Inside, high, ball 1. But Rafael Devers today, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. You would think Luke Jackson should like his chances here against Devers.
Jackson looking a little amped in this at bat.
I almost feel like you have time here. I'm just thinking, should Hickey go talk to him just for a second? Because this is the guy you want. He's struggling. His timing is way off. He's a great hitter, but he hasn't been so far.
Don't need to do any extra here. 2-0. And a little tapper. First baseline foul. Strike 1.
Almost nearly the end of the game there. Ball barely rolls foul. Just a little nubber down the first baseline. It's a 2-1 count right now. This definitely is the guy you want to get. You do not want to bring up Bregman here with the runner in scoring position. Not that Bregman has been killing it, but just a veteran hitter. You don't want to see Breggy here. Let's end this one with Devers up at the plate right now. Luke Jackson, 2-1 count. Runner on second base, 2 outs. Definitely the spot here to end this ball game. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nice little off-speed curveball. I got a lot of plate, but I don't think Devers was counting on it. So here we go. 2-2-2. And let's see if Luke Jackson can close this one out. 2-2, 2 outs. Rafael Devers up to bat. Rangers up 1.
Had a little trouble with the pitch count. They've communicated it now. 1 strike away. Jackson delivers.
Love the pitch selection there from Jackson. Really love that pitch. Kind of a slider down and in. Devers did well to hold off. So we're going to have a full count here. Bregman standing in the on-deck circle. I think you got to come right at Devers here. Make him beat you. Don't let Bregman have an opportunity to beat you.
Here's the 3-2. Foul away.
Foul ball, and we're going to do it again.
That might be the best ball Devers has hit all series.
That's
good, solid contact from Devers there. Good, solid contact.
closest he's looked up on time on anything.
I see all y'all's comments and questions. We'll definitely get to them. Hang with me. And that one's high. You're going to have Alex Bregman coming up here. Really don't like to see that from Luke Jackson. I can't imagine he's trying to get cute with Rafael Devers, who has been terrible. Literally does not have a hit in this series. I just really don't understand why you're not coming at Devers. If he beats you, he beats you. You don't want Bregman coming up in this spot. And look, Luke Jackson very well might get Alex Bregman for the final out of the game, but you got to come right at Devers. They're going to sub somebody on for Devers here, a little pinch runner. But just don't like that from Luke Jackson there. It's not going to help. If he can get out of this one, clearly all is forgiven and forgotten. But you just don't love to see this. 1, 2, 3. It was going really, really well for Luke Jackson, and now you're getting into some trouble. You allow the 2-out double, now the 2-out walk, and Alex Bregman is going to come up with a chance to potentially give the Red Sox the lead here. Alex Bregman represents, not even the go-ahead run. That run is on first base right now. So we'll see what Breggy can put together here for an at-bat. Righty-on-righty matchup, so there's that. Mike Maddox just coming back from a mound visit here. Let me get to a couple of comments. Totally. I have been impressed with the bullpen. John, thank you so much for the comment. Look, if you take out Luke Jackson, the bullpen has actually been really solid. The bullpen had to throw 7 1/3 innings yesterday, and we're probably the MVP of the game. I know I didn't go live yesterday, but the bullpen to me was the MVP of the win for sure, without a doubt. Bregman, he got a little jammed here. We'll see. Just finds the seats. Great pitch to jam him there. He got absolutely no pop out of that one, and it is quickly 0-1 on Alex Bregman. So back to the bullpen. Again, take out Luke Jackson here. The bullpen has been incredible. I know Armstrong got into a little bit of trouble today, but look, the offense has got to do their part. They've got to do their part. Bregman's going to pop foul behind the plate, and it is quickly 0-2. So Luke Jackson in a favorable situation here. We'll see what he ends up deciding to go with here, what Higgy and Jackson want to throw. I don't think you can put anything in the zone right here. You can make it look like it's in the zone. Do not put anything in the zone right here. 0-2 on Bregman. Come on now. Beautiful. I think they got him. Yes, and they ring him up. Wow. Home plate umpire. Check swing. Filthy ball in the dirt. Breggy can't hold up. I don't think he loved the fact that they didn't send that one down to the first base umpire, but who cares? Cue the I Like Texas. And we're going to take that win, man. I'd love to see the other angle. I think he did go. So home plate umpire, here it is. Oh, yeah, he definitely, most definitely went. No controversy at all. Beautiful pitch from Luke Jackson to get out of that one. That was filthy. Totally pulled the string on Bregman. And now you've got the Rangers improbably winning this series. You lose opening day, and then you win 3 straight games against a very formidable Boston Red Sox team. I don't think you can underestimate this squad. Boston is going to be good this year. They got Alex Bregman. They made some additions in the pitching department. I absolutely think that this is a high-quality series win. Loved what I saw Friday, Saturday, Sunday from this squad. You are most certainly going to need to enjoy this one, y'all. 3 straight wins. Jacob deGrom making the season debut, doesn't get a decision today. Unfortunately, the 6th inning, Armstrong comes in, gives up the lead. A variety of factors led to that, but nevertheless, deGrom looked great today. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Loved what I saw from Jacob deGrom. I think that there were some people a little bit nervous about how deGrom was going to perform. You coming off of the Tommy John surgery. I was talking to my dad this morning, and he was kind of intimating something similar. And I just said, dude, as long as deGrom is on the mound, he is one of the best pitchers in baseball. I was not even worried. I'm not even worried about how deGrom is going to perform. I know if deGrom is on that mound, he is going to be Cy Young caliber pitcher. I'm more worried about, can he stay healthy? And so that's why, of course, you see the Rangers being a little bit more careful with him today. Only goes 5 innings, 73 pitches. Boch actually said pregame he was looking for about 5 innings, 75 pitches. And deGrom, I mean, look, nearly to a T, 5 innings, 73 pitches. There were a couple of situations where deGrom had some men in scoring position, but was able to work his way out of it. One thing about deGrom that I just love when he is on the mound, it just looks effortless. It really does look effortless when Jacob deGrom is on the mound. It does not even look like he is taxing himself whatsoever. Like today, it looked like he probably could have gone 2 or 3 more innings easily. It looks effortless for him out there. And Jacob deGrom was actually interviewed this preseason in spring training, and he essentially said he's going to be taking a little bit off the fastball to not overexert himself, to manage himself a little bit better in his starts. I mean, Jacob deGrom has triple digits in his arsenal. Today, he was right around like 95, 96. And he basically said in the spring training season, he said, I got it if I need it, but I'm going to be a little bit smarter. I'm going to hold back on the fastball just a little bit. If it means me being a little bit healthier, sticking around a little bit longer in starts, but he's got 100 in his back pocket if he wants it. So Jacob deGrom, loved what I saw from him today. And look, the bullpen, as much as you see people, commenting in droves, posting in droves whenever something goes bad for the Rangers bullpen, the bullpen has been good this year. It's been a good bullpen this year. Yesterday, the bullpen was phenomenal. I mean, they had to go 7 1/3 innings yesterday. And I think solely reason why the Rangers win that ball game. I mean, Tyler Mahle coming out without even completing 2 innings had disaster written all over it. The fact that the bullpen is able to come in and do what they did, that saved the game. So anybody that's overly hating on the bullpen right now, I really don't get it. Really don't get it. At this point, I think the bullpen has been just fine. You've got a few guys like Luke Jackson that have some bad numbers. But look, Sean Armstrong, 3.38 ERA. Garcia, 3.38 ERA. He had a nice 1-2-3 inning. Armstrong definitely wasn't the sharpest today, but he didn't get helped out by 2 bad throws by Ornelas on the relay and then Ezekiel Duran, which allowed the go-ahead run to score. The bullpen was fine today. I mean, look, never a doubt with Luke Jackson there at the end. Am I right? But look, even Chris Martin. I mean, Chris Martin had a little bit of trouble today, had a couple of base runners, but was able to get out of it. Martin, 0 ERA. He's looked great to begin the year. There's a lot of things I think to be thankful about with the bullpen. It's going to be easy to nitpick just because I know the the lack of moves for bullpen pieces really drew a lot of Rangers fans' ire in the offseason. I trust Chris Young. I trust Fenstermaker. I think these guys have put together a quality pen. I think the end of games is obviously a little up in the air. Somebody said on TikTok, let me see, what do we got here? Luke Jackson, the new Leclerc. It does kind of feel that way. Leclerc, by the way, was it opening night, had the game-winning home run hit off of him? Feel bad. I mean, I don't wish any ill will on any former Rangers. I mean, I don't want to see them beat the Rangers, but Leclerc, man, home run. I think it was opening night. Mariners, I think it was a tie ball game, dead center field. It kind of brought back some memories from last year when we would really, really start getting on pins and needles whenever Leclerc would come into a ball game. Yeah, Luke Jackson, new Leclerc is actually a pretty good comp at this point. I hope Luke settles in and feels a little bit more comfortable in that role. But, man, Leclerc, definitely a guy that I wouldn't have minded if he came back, but I'm okay that he left. Let me see here. Natalie, what's good? You can tell Doli is feeling good for sure. Adolis Garcia, yeah, let's do a little talking about him. So Adolis Garcia today, he had a really nice ball game. Obviously, the go-ahead home run is what everybody is going to gravitate towards, myself included. But beyond that, Adolis Garcia, he looks locked in up at the plate. 1 for 3 today. And look, taking walks throughout this series, patient, balanced. I really love what I'm seeing from Adolis Garcia so far. Hit cleanup today with Corey Seager getting the day off and drove in the game-winning RBI. Love what we're seeing from El Bombi so far. That was a lot of fun watching Wyatt Langford and Doli. Not quite back-to-back. Jock Peterson in between. Jock's getting off to a little bit of a slow start, but you know what? When you win a series like this one, 3 out of 4 games, we can forgive some of the slow starts. But Langford, Garcia going tie ball game and then going ahead with the Doli bomb, that was clearly the highlight of this ball game. Beyond watching Jacob deGrom absolutely deal to start this one. We keep going. Martin should be the closer. I would love to see Martin get some opportunities. It sounds like he will. It sounds like Martin is going to be receiving some chances. They've said it's a fluid situation. I do think that they are going to give Luke Jackson the majority of the tries, at least out the gate, to start 2025. We'll see what they decide to go with. Let's see. Picked up Evo for fantasy. Hopefully it pays off. Look, Evo isn't going to blow the fantasy stats, the fantasy numbers out of the water, but I think he's definitely a solid pitcher, and you are going to get those gems from him here and there. But probably not a guy that's going to be up at the top ranks among starting pitchers. Although 6 innings, 9 Ks, 2 earned runs, I mean, that's going to do quite well for you, especially if you can get what he got for run support last year. Evo, definitely one of the Rangers pitchers that would get a decent amount of run support. Didn't get a ton of it when you saw him earlier this year, but nevertheless, I like the move. Austin says, I have a little bit more trust in the bullpen, but I want to see them add one big arm at the trade deadline. I do kind of think if the Rangers are in first place or are in a playoff spot at the trade deadline, I wouldn't be surprised if you did see them add somebody. Now, if everything's going completely well, I really don't know how much you want to do that. I mean, you're just going to have to wait and see. But if that is the missing piece, you've got to think that CY and Fenstermaker are going to go out and make that move. Why didn't deGrom get the win? He left in a 1-0 ball game, and then after that, Armstrong comes in and gives up the lead. So immediately at that point, deGrom gets a no decision. Armstrong actually gets the blown save, but ends up getting the win today. Garcia, Martin get the hold, and then Jackson gets the save, his second of the season. It's too bad deGrom couldn't have got the win today. He absolutely deserved it. Absolutely deserved it. We keep going. Simeon, Peterson, Seager, Berger need to heat up. I think that Seager actually had a nice game yesterday. He got the day off today, but I agree. Simeon definitely scuffling. 0 for 4 today. Peterson 0 for 4 today. Berger 1 for 3. I mean, out of the 3 names there, Berger is probably looking the best. But yeah, I think that you're not going to see this offense get fully unlocked until some of those guys are going right. This was not a great offensive series for the Rangers. I mean, look, we're going to definitely celebrate and enjoy this series win, but it wasn't a great offensive series for Texas. You had a few big moments, right? But you really didn't have consistently good offensive performances collectively. I mean, you think about the Rangers and what they were able to do over the past 4 days. You scored 3 runs today, right? And then in the past games, you really didn't do a whole lot better, right? Yesterday, you scored 4. Friday, you scored 4. And then Thursday, you scored 2. So you're averaging, what, like 3 runs a game? That's not great. And clearly for where we were at last year with the offense, not going to inspire a lot of hope getting off to a slow start, but I do think the Rangers eventually will hit their stride. When? I don't know. But I do think they are going to hit their stride eventually. Let me keep going backwards a little bit here, and I'll keep checking TikTok as well. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. If you followed already or you're subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. If not, go ahead, hit that follow or subscribe button. Hit that notification button while you're at it too. Get notified every time we go live. I'm pretty consistent with the lives post-game, but, occasionally you might miss something if you don't have them turned on. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you for those people, by the way, that have followed during the live today. Martin should be our 9th inning guy. Yeah, I think that a lot of Rangers fans would like seeing that. I feel a heck of a lot better when Martin is out there than I do with Luke Jackson. Look, he gets the save tonight. He got the save a couple nights ago. I definitely feel a lot better with C-Mart out there right now, I must admit. The Rangers, I hope, can get a nice little blowout game in Cincinnati on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, preferably tomorrow, because this bullpen has seen a lot of use, right? That was 3 games in 4 days for Luke Jackson. Do you really want to make it 4 games in 5 days tomorrow? Maybe he won't even be available, but I really would like to see the Rangers get a comfortable lead in one of these ball games. A comfortable lead, please. These tight games, you're getting a lot of use out of the bullpen early on. You do what you got to do. You got to win ball games, but you would just like to see the Rangers have that 4 or 5 run lead going into the 9th inning so you don't have to be throwing your best guys every single time out there. Zach, I've seen enough. Rangers to the World Series. Hey, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me at all. Let me keep going. Let me get back here to YouTube a little bit. Winning 3 in a row with the offense still not clicking completely is a huge boost for the Pen. Thank you, John. Thank you. Because you see some negativity out there amongst some Rangers fans about the bullpen. Again, people not happy that CY didn't add anybody of significance in the offseason. Clearly, he added a lot of arms, and I think some high-quality arms. I really liked what I've seen from Hobie Milner so far. Lefty sidearm dude. I really like a few of these guys in the performances they put in. I just think immediately when things go badly, you're going to get that small group of fans that are immediately going to get online, start being negative about the Pen. By and large, it's been great. Again, John said it well. The fact that you scored probably 3 runs a game in this series on average, again, didn't score more than 4 runs in a game all series long. The fact that you're able to win 3 out of 4, not having scored more than 4 runs, that is a strong testament to what the bullpen is doing and to what the starters are doing as well, minus Tyler Mahle yesterday going only an inning and 2/3. Aaron, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Go Rangers. How about them? Gio, Rangers win a close game again. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. These 1-run ball games, if you can be on the good side of these 1-run games, it goes a long way for a successful season. And I tend to think you're winning these tight ball games throughout the regular season. What are you going to do when it comes to the postseason? You're more comfortable. You're not tight, not nervous, not as anxious. You've been in these spots before. Of course, October baseball is always a little bit more ramped up, but I do like getting the experience early on with these tight games. It leads to, I think, more clutch, more even keel performances when you need them late in ball games, when you're down 1, down 2, up 1, up 2. So love what I'm seeing so far. Natalie says, I think it's just a matter of time before the offense and team firing on all cylinders. I hope that the bullpen and the pitching is buying the offense a little bit of time. I've said it a number of times throughout the last couple of games. Like, man, if this guy could just start clicking, this offense could be scary. If Simi could just start clicking, this offense would be scary. There are a number of guys right now you could say, man, they're scuffling to start the year. Their potential isn't even fully unlocked yet, and the Rangers sit at 3-1 right now after the first 4 games of the season. Good stuff. Great stuff. Let's go up and down the box score. Let's do a little box score review here. I'll continue to check comments along the way. Wins are wins. I agree. Gracie, I agree. My point is, when you have these tight wins, you got to use bullpen arms. I don't want to see anybody get overused early. I know Bochy and Maddox will do a great job managing it, but you would love to see the Rangers get a little bit of a lead in some of these games in Cincinnati and not have to use C-Mart, Garcia, Jackson every single game. You do what you got to do. Get the win whatever way you can. BC, what's good? Thank you. Yeah, love this shirt as well. Just being real, a little bit nerdy, but I love Sundays. To me, I always do the military thing. My brother, for those of y'all that have been following me, you know this. My brother's in the Army stationed up in Alaska. So Sundays, I don't know if the Padres still do it, but I love Sunday, kind of a military appreciation day. So always wear this shirt on Sundays and the hat as well. For any of y'all that have friends and family in the military, man, I'm super thankful and grateful for their service, praying for them, my brother included. So yes, thank you for the compliment there. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'll let him know. Let him know. Yep, absolutely. Oh, you're a veteran, BC. Hey, thank you for your service. Seriously. High respect level for everybody that served in the armed forces. So Sundays have always been my day to honor those people, sacrificing a lot of their lives, time with family, putting their life on the line. I can't even imagine. So much respect. So appreciate that. Let's keep going here. Box score review. We talked about Simi, 0-4, 0-4 today, 125 average for the season. Just doesn't look completely comfortable up at the plate. Just does not look completely comfortable yet. Even on the last one, the last at bat, I think it was in the 8th or 9th inning, he's kind of got the butt out, leaning down, going to get an off-speed pitch, like totally taking all of his power out of the swing. Just doesn't look completely comfortable up there. And I might have to eat a little bit of crow. I know it's only been 4 games, so look, no overreactions here, right? Don't get it twisted. But I said Semien was my lock for a bounce back year. And I do think by Marcus Semien standards, last year was not an awesome year for him. Still a lot of games left, 158 to be exact. So we shall see. Perhaps Marcus Semien needs that great American ballpark to get right again out there in Cincinnati. But 0-4 for Semien. Looks like he put the ball in play every time. Got to start seeing him take some walks, man. I know he's such an aggressive player. That's the one thing about Marcus Semien in the leadoff spot that I know has bothered me. You got to get a leadoff guy that can draw walks. And I think the super high expectation comp that I have in this situation, think about a Kyle Schwarber, right? The average isn't super high, but Kyle Schwarber drops bombs and he walks. He gets on base. And I think we need a little bit more of that out of Marcus Semien. He's such an aggressive player up at the plate. I would love to see Marcus get on base more. Even when the bat isn't going great, you're going 0-for. I would love to see Marcus taking walks, showing patience. But he's a free swinger, man. He gets that first pitch where he likes it, and he's giving it a hack, trying to give it a ride. I hope Marcus in the Cincinnati series can get back on track. Peterson, 0-for-4. We talked about Wyatt, 2-for-4 today. Infield single, home run. I think Wyatt's going to be a 30-for-30 guy this year. I really do think that first home run is the first of many for him. And I think we might see 30-for-30 from Wyatt. If not, 25-25 at minimum. So I'm really excited about what we're going to see. I compared him to prime Mike Trout, maybe a little ambitiously. I did say a poor man's prime Mike Trout. Some of y'all were calling him baby Trout. That is honestly a pretty good comp, though. I mean, Wyatt has got that husky build as well, a little bit stocky. Like he's not Evan Carter kind of twig. Nothing personal against Evan Carter, but Evan Carter's kind of a skinny, lanky guy. Wyatt's got a little something to him, much like Trout coming out of the minor leagues in 2011 did. And the patience up at the plate, putting the ball in play, the pop, the speed, the glove out in the outfield. It does remind me of a prime Mike Trout. I don't think he's quite on that level yet, but a tier below. At very worst, I would say, for Wyatt Langford at this point. Keep going. Let's see. Let me do Doli and Peterson here, and then I'll get back to the comments. Peterson, 0-for-4. I'd have to look at the advanced stats a little bit. Didn't strike out at all today, so he's putting the ball in play. You'd have to look at his BABIP, see how unlucky he may be getting, but not an awesome start for Jock Peterson as a Ranger, but nonetheless, it doesn't really matter a whole lot when you're winning 3 out of 4 baseball games. So Jock has time to get right. Doli today, already talked about it. Doli's 1 for 3 with a game-winning RBI, the home run in the bottom of the 6th inning. Yup, dead center. All right, was that Wyatt Langford? No, center field. Left center field, I guess, technically for Doli. Wyatt, line drive to right field. Oppo Taco. That's the kind of pop Wyatt Langford has, right? Oppo Taco. Let's look at the stats. 98 miles an hour off the bat, 341 feet for Wyatt Langford. And then Adolis Garcia, 108 off the bat for Doli. And 431 feet. I think that's gone in every ballpark. 30 for 30. That is long gone, by the way. So love seeing what Doli is doing so far to begin the year. Get some comments. Yeah, John, I thought walking Wilyer Abreu in that 8th inning was everything. Rangers finally decided, we just can't get this guy out consistently enough. In fact, they didn't get him out one time today. So it was 100% the right move to intentionally walk Wilyer Abreu. I don't care how good of a pitcher Chris Martin is. At some point, you've got a base open. At that point, Bregman is standing on third base. You've got 2 outs. There's literally no reason to pitch to Wilyer Abreu in that spot. Get to Connor Wong, and then you have a much better opportunity to retire the side and get out of that inning unscathed. So love the fact that the Rangers did not pitch to Wilyer Abreu in that moment. Dude was on base every single time, sporting a 2,300 OPS right now. My goodness. Keep going here. John says, if Leote could lead off and drop bunts and steal second every time, how crazy would that be? Leote hitting 375 to start the year. This is what he does, though. I feel like he always gets off to a solid start. He whets your appetite a little bit. You're like, could this be the year for Leote? Is this going to be the breakthrough year? So I'm holding my breath. I'm not quite yet on the Leote hype train so far to start the season. Not that it's a highly populated hype train, but Leote starting out 375, 819 OPS. Yeah, had a bunt, nice bunt, and stolen base in yesterday's ball game. If Leote can do that, that would be huge for the bottom of the order. I was a little bit surprised, actually. There was a moment earlier in the game today with Leote where you had runners on first and second. You had nobody out, and Leote comes up with a single on a line drive to left field, but I thought maybe that was a spot to have him bunt. It was first and second. Berger led off the bottom of the second with a single. Higashioka singled. And then you had first and second, nobody out. I actually thought Bochy might have Leote bunt there to get the runners over to second and third, but Bochy's decision promptly rewarded by Leote. He kept the hit train moving, and the Rangers then had the bases loaded. Jonathan Ornelas comes up today, has a base knock. Enjoyed seeing him. Ornelas was 0 for 3. I was looking at Leote's line. Ornelas, by the way, big strikeout swinging right after Leote loaded the bases with the single in the bottom of the second. Ornelas got to have a productive out in that moment. I really know it's a lot of pressure on some of these young guys getting recalled and called up from AAA, but got to have these young guys put the ball in play. Striking out with the bases loaded there, nobody out, just painful. Look, he missed a pitch. Ornelas did. It was 1-1, and Ornelas got a sweeper pretty much right down the pipe. And look, some of those pitches, the sweepers, the off-speed pitches, they're not the easiest to hit, even if they are right over the middle of the plate, especially if you're not expecting it. But Ornelas fouls off the sweeper right down the middle, and then strikes out on the sweeper off the plate and not able to come through. Zeke Duran did well to hit a little sacrifice line drive to left field. Duran makes a nice play on it, but that got the Rangers on the board early. And then Wyatt Langford and Doli supplying the other offense needed to win this game 3-2. Todd, appreciate the comment, man. Thanks for tuning in. If you're still hanging out, thank you. Gracie, thanks for hanging out. I don't think you're probably still around, but appreciate that compliment. Thank you so much. Garcia did not strike out in the 4-game series. You know, I actually heard that stat. I was driving around, went out to lunch, was watching the game on my phone a little bit, listening to the Rangers radio guys as well. And then I finished out the 7th, 8th, 9th inning at home with you all. But I did hear that the radio guys offered up the stat that Doli did not strike out this series. That's huge. I mean, that is absolutely everything if you are hopeful that Adolis Garcia is going to get back to 2023 form. When Doli is patient, selective, balanced up at the plate, look out. I mean, that is everything to unlock his full potential. Good stuff, Brad. Thank you for that. Appreciate it, man. Jamie, thank you so much for the gift. Appreciate that. Means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, John, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you for the compliments, everybody, by the way. Thank you so much. Hey, look, I'm not a professional. I aspire to be. I would love to do this full-time for a living. Y'all are helping me out. Thank you for the support. But for right now, this is something fun that I love pouring my time into. Look, I'm watching the games already. That's what's kind of cool about this. I'm watching the games already. And, you know, it was probably about 3 years ago. I'm sitting around on my couch watching Rangers baseball. And I do have some buddies that I love talking ball with. We've got a good little group chat going. A lot of my good friends from high school, back from growing up. I grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Arlington to be more specific. So right there in the backyard of the stadium. But I just said to myself, man, I wish I had a bunch more Rangers fans to be able to talk to, people that get into it just as much as I do. So that's what this was born out of. And y'all are helping me out big time. So thank you for all the support. Truly does mean a lot. 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Ain't going to beat anyone. Good start for y'all this season. Sox will be okay. Josh, appreciate that. I really do feel the same way. I really think the Red Sox are going to be a good team this year. Now, they are playing in a really competitive division. The Yankees off to a good start. You've got the Blue Jays who've got some talent as well. And then there are a couple of always, I feel like, sneaky teams. You know, the Rays are a little bit down. I think they were a little bit down last year, I should say. But the AL East is very, very competitive. So 100%, I think the Red Sox are going to be fine. But that being said, it's not going to be an easy task for them. You've got Baltimore as well. Can't leave them out. Right now, Yankees, though, 3-0 to start the year. Tampa, 2-1. Baltimore, 2-2. Blue Jays, 2-2. It's a very competitive division. But I do really love the squad that the Red Sox have. And I think that Rangers should count themselves lucky that they got out of that series without losing one more game. I thought this was headed for a split for sure. I will most certainly take 3 out of 4, no doubt. Why does Bochy still use Jackson in the 9th? I think Luke Jackson just had a really good spring, and I think that's a big reason why Bochy is going to be giving him this opportunity to close out games. Boch has never been a knee-jerk reaction type coach. He's a guy that likes to see through a process when you've come to a decision. So I'm not surprised, even with Luke Jackson's struggles to begin the year, that you go ahead and you give him a little bit of a long runway here at the beginning of the season. And honestly, it's been rewarded. He saved now 2 out of 2 ball games. Opening day doesn't count as a save opportunity, although Luke Jackson takes the loss. I mean, realistically, the Rangers could have swept this series. You potentially get a better outing from Luke Jackson in that 9th inning on Thursday. This could have been 4 for 4. Rangers starting the season 4-0. All right, let's keep going here. Let me get some more comments. Yankees in those cheating torpedo bats. Yeah, I do agree, Josh. And I've said that. We've been very real on the show. The Rangers are in a very good position in the AL West. Now, look, I don't love anyone who's talking down on the Rangers because of the AL West. I felt like there was a little bit of that going on last year. And look, to be honest, there was some truth to it. There was really no dominating team in the AL West. I do think the Rangers are formidable. I think they can compete against anyone in baseball. So I don't think the fact that the AL West is probably still a little bit below, a little bit of a tier down in terms of the other divisions. I think the Rangers are going to be a good club, and they're going to play well against just about anybody in the American League. So the AL West, though, definitely not as competitive as the East. And to be honest, the Central was pretty competitive last year, too. I mean, the Twins were good. They kind of soiled the bed late, but the Guardians are good. The Royals, outstanding. So I do think the AL West is probably the weaker division of the three. But nevertheless, Rangers got a good squad. I do want to comment on those bats. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, if the Yankees are doing it, and now you're seeing like all these positive articles, and the Yankees are so smart coming out with these bats. I'm kind of wondering why the rest of the league isn't doing it. And from there, the next stepping stone for me is it going to be something that MLB looks at more closely and potentially bans? It's definitely a great coincidence that the Yankees go for 20 runs yesterday. But I will say, you're probably going to get a decision on this pretty soon. And if MLB is good with it, I would be shocked if a lot of other teams didn't follow suit. I mean, look, bats can be a little bit temperamental when you're talking about baseball players. You're talking about creatures of habit. I don't know how many guys are going to be wanting to switch to the bat that the Yankees are using right as the season begins. You've been using a certain type of bat all spring training, and now for the first series. I don't know. I don't think it's quite as simple as, every team's going to hop on board. We'll see, but I do think that they are going to probably need to make a call on this. You would think MLB would want to come out and say, yep, they're all the way good to go. You don't feel like you've gotten an official statement, and now you've got some doubt starting to creep in, whether it's cheating or not, whether this is legal or not. I'd like to see MLB come out, make an official statement, and if they are good with it, again, would be really, really surprised if more teams don't follow along with what the Yankees are doing. How comfortable am I with Luke Jackson as the closer? I would be more comfortable with Chris Martin, if that answers your question. I don't think I'm uncomfortable, but I definitely don't feel cozy when I see Luke Jackson running into the ball game at this point. Based on what he did on Thursday, it's probably not very fair, but I do think that Chris Martin at this point gives you a better shot to slam the door. But I will trust Bochy. One thing that I've always said about Bruce Bochy, he is a master planner out there in that bullpen, managing the rotation, managing the guys in relief. So I'm going to trust him. I'm going to see it through. You do remember last year that the Rangers struggled to close games early. You had Jose Leclerc closing games to begin the 2024 season. It wasn't going great. And then they made the move to start giving the ball to Kirby Yates late. So we know Bruce Bochy isn't shy about making a change if it's needed, but I'd imagine Luke Jackson is going to get a fair runway here to try and be the closer initially. But as Bruce said, maybe you see them go with a little bit of a fluid system here and there depending on matchups. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Keep going. What do I think of the torpedo bats? If they're legal and if they truly do work, of course, use them. I don't know, though. Like I said, for me, when I played, again, and whenever I reference my playing days, y'all, don't take it the wrong way. Don't get it twisted. My playing career was nothing crazy, nothing special. Played in Arlington in high school, went on to play some college ball at a really, really small NAIA school. And look, love my playing career. I don't want you to think by any means I'm trying to be arrogant, but just referencing my own time as a ball player, bats definitely to me, I was a little superstitious about. I didn't love changing bats in the middle of the season unless I was really, really doing poorly. But if I felt good swinging it, the last thing I wanted to do was change my bat. So I would not be shocked if not everybody starts going to the new torpedo bats that the Yankees are debuting, if in fact they are legal. Now in the offseason, or maybe some guys will start testing it out here and there throughout the season. in the cage. They'll play around with it a little bit. Maybe then after a little bit of test time, you'll see some guys start to migrate. But I don't know if it's going to be like this mass exodus and everybody is going to the torpedo bat. Roger, what's up? Good. What's up, man? What's good? The comment for all my people on YouTube that can't see the TikTok comments, the comment is, get Duran a torpedo bat. That's how I feel about some of our Rangers players, no doubt. Get Ornelas a torpedo bat. Get Duran a torpedo bat. Who else could we get in that mix? Get Leote a torpedo bat in the dog days of summer when he's in one of those classic, 20 for 100 stretches. Yeah, we do have some dudes that could benefit from the torpedo bat, no doubt. Let's see. AL West or not, the Rangers still dominated all the other divisions on the road. Like I said, I am good admitting that the AL West is not as strong as the other two AL divisions. I think the Central and the East are both better divisions. I draw the line when people start insinuating that the Rangers aren't as good as they really are because they don't have strong competition in the AL West. I mean, look, you just saw them handle the Red Sox 3 out of 4 games. Yes, it's only one series. It's clear that the Rangers are going to be able to compete in the AL. I don't fear really any AL team. I think the Dodgers, just because of the name brand and because of who they've got, naturally, I think you get a little uneasy thinking about playing the Dodgers, but the beauty of it is you don't got to see them to the World Series. There's nobody in the AL right now that I fear or that I think the Rangers couldn't handle in a 5 or 7 game series. You've got Jacob deGrom and Nate Eovaldi 1-2 punch. You've got an offense that has a lot of big names and the potential to be extremely dangerous. There's nobody in the AL that I fear. Y'all tell me if you've got a team that you would not want to run into. There's really nobody that I look at. I do think Kansas City, Bobby Witt Jr., some of the dudes that they have on KC, KC's just one of those tough-nosed, gritty teams. I think the Rangers can handle KC. That might be one of the only teams that I actually would be worried about come playoff time. I don't think the Yankees have enough pitching, losing Garrett Cole. We'll see. It's a long season. But my comment is, yeah, the Rangers could get beat by any number of AL East teams in a playoff series, 100%. But there's nobody at the onset of the series in the AL that I look at and I say, this is going to be an impossible or really, really difficult series to win, even if we didn't have home field advantage. Keep going. Yeah, Josh totally agreed. Martin's still really, really good. I think Josh Young is probably going to be out a week. Bochy said that Josh Young is going to be missing right around the minimum amount of games required if you go on the IL. I don't think they would have put Josh Young on the IL, by the way, but with the Josh Smith injury running into the fence out there in foul territory, chasing down that fly ball, I think that they had to get Ornelas up. They needed depth, and so that's why Josh Young goes on the IL today. And I think he'll be out probably about, 7 or 8 days more if he is indeed only going to miss the minimum. So he was out on Friday, right? And the IL can be retroactive. So he sat out Saturday, sat out today. So you would think by early next week, probably he'll miss this entire week, I would think. But then we would have him back maybe a week from Monday to start off that series. Something like that. I don't know. That's what I see happening at least. So we'll see what happens with Josh Young. Hopefully the week off just allows him to get all the way better. The neck spasms calm themselves down. A lot of Josh Young, I don't want to say hate, but a lot of the comments going around about Josh Young being made of glass. Look, I just can't go there. I mean, Josh Young, I think, is a great player. I would be a little bit more susceptible to that type of criticism if Josh Young was just a scrub, but he's not. He is a high-quality ball player. And when Josh Young is hitting well, dude's hitting 429 on the season right now. through the first 2 games. I know it's a small sample size. Made a great play on the ball that he actually ended up going out for. That Bregman ground ball, great play, actually caused him to go out with the injury. But Josh Young is no scrub. It's unfortunate that he's gotten into a little bit of injury trouble. Dude's not made of glass. Last year, he got nailed with an upper 90s fastball on the wrist. I don't know. You want to take a 97, 98 mile an hour fastball right on your wrist and see how you respond? Like, everybody's made of glass when they got a 98 mile an hour fastball coming at their wrist. I don't even understand that argument. Josh obviously had a tough time coming back from the wrist injury last year. I think probably rushed it a little bit too much. We kind of, I think, wanted Josh to get back as soon as possible just to see if he could inject some life into the team, who was really, really scuffling in the dog days of summer in 2024. I think we rushed Josh back last year. And so, again, I think it's a little unfair saying Josh Young made of glass. Really bad luck last year. And then this year, the neck issues, like, you don't want to mess with those. So I'm glad that they're giving him some time off now. All right, let's check things out with the Rangers and their schedule. We're going to talk about the Cincinnati series, but I want to go through the weekend series. So April 5th through the 7th, Rangers are going to be hosting Tampa Bay. So they go to Cincinnati, and then they host Tampa Bay next weekend. That's how it's going to go for the Rangers schedule, at least. So that is going to be, I think, a pretty winnable week if you're looking at all the games as a whole. I definitely think Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, this is a week where the Rangers should be able to finish with a winning record. I don't think there's any excuse for not finishing with a winning record this week. So as I look at it, so you've got the game tomorrow, Monday, Kumar Rocker throwing, and then you've got Tuesday, Wednesday, off day on Thursday, and then you go back home to play the Rays Friday, Saturday, Sunday, before you head to Chicago to go play the Cubs. So I definitely look at this week, 6 total games, and I think the Rangers could go 4-2 quite easily. I think at worst, you're going to see 3-3. Anything beyond that, 2-4, I think would be a failure for this week, especially seeing you've got Evo throwing this week. deGrom is probably going to throw against Tampa Bay, I would think, back at home. So, hey, treat for Rangers fans, man. You get to see deGrom back-to-back weekends. Jealous. I would be going to almost every Jacob deGrom start that I could if I lived in Arlington. As many times as you can get out to watch that guy pitch, for me, go do it. Hall of Famer. Go see him pitch. Nathan Eovaldi, same thing, as many times as you can. We keep going. Mike, what's good, man? I know you've been commenting a couple of times. Sorry for not getting to you a little bit sooner, but yeah, I do think Rocker, that start that he had against Kansas City in the exhibition games back at Globe Life made me feel a lot better about him. Really hope that he goes in tomorrow, has a solid outing, much like Jack Leiter did. Look, Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, it is a place where the baseball flies a little bit. Hopefully that'll be good news for the Rangers offense, not the Cincinnati offense. My point is it's a little bit of a batter's ballpark. Not incredibly pitcher-friendly. And I don't say that to be negative, but I say that just to temper expectations a little bit. I do think it's a ballpark where you see a lot of runs scored at times, and it wouldn't surprise me if Rocker's line is something like 5-6 innings pitched, 3-4 earned runs. That wouldn't be a failure for me, by the way. If we get another, 1 2/3, 4 earned runs like we did with Malley. I know Malley didn't give up that many runs, but that would be a failure. If he can go 5 or 6, give up 3 or 4 earned runs, I actually think that's a really good start for Kumar Rocker. Okay, keep going here. Torpedo bats won't stop you from swinging at sliders a foot outside the zone. Who are we talking about there, Mike? Are we talking about Duran? It's so true. Like, torpedo bats are only going to do so much. You're swinging at a pitch 3 feet off the plate. Yeah, the bat doesn't go out that far. The torpedo bat ain't going to help you there. Absolutely not. John, good point here. Heim or Higgy, it doesn't matter. We just cannot throw anybody out. I think the Red Sox went 6 for 6 or 7 for 7 on stolen base attempts. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I actually think that the Rangers have really good coaching from the coaching staff in the catching department there. So I really don't know what to say, because I know that that's the big thing that a lot of people are going to go to. I just think at the end of the day, it does come down to ability. Like, you can coach it up as good as you want. I think Bobby Wilson is a great coach. Bobby Wilson, of course, is our catching coach. And Chase Casale, bullpen catcher. You got some of the bullpen catchers that are working down there too. And some of the, the coaches there as well that get in the mix with that. But I absolutely think at some point it does come down to ability. And I just don't know if Jonah Heim and Kyle Higashioka have the pop time, have the arm that's needed to consistently throw guys out. I mean, you can blame the pitching staff maybe a little bit for not holding guys on as much, but I've seen a big enough sample size. We can't just be blaming the pitchers and giving Higashioka and giving Heim a pass. It is a problem. It's a problem. And I don't want to be negative on a day where the Rangers don't quite sweep, but win 3 out of 4 against the Red Sox. But it concerns me, right? You get into October baseball and essentially a guy gets on late, little bloop single. It's almost a guarantee he's stealing second on us at this point. They've got to figure it out. Have to figure this out. You cannot just be allowing a free stolen base every time. A single, it might as well be a double with the Rangers and what they have going on behind the dish right now defensively. I love what I'm seeing from an offensive standpoint from both Higgy and Heim. We got to figure out the run game. Have to figure it out. Mike says, so glad you're not jumping on the Josh Young naysayer train. Absolutely right. All-star caliber third base, making league minimum. Hate is ridiculous. Really well said. Look, there's a lot of people saying made of glass, giving him a little bit of crap for always being injured. Look, I think we all can agree. I think everybody's going to be made of glass against a 98-mile-an-hour fastball on your wrist. Like, unless you're wearing a guard there, I mean, you take one off the wrist, 98 miles an hour, most people's wrists are breaking. I mean, there might be a very small minority of people that get lucky and it doesn't hit you just right. But most people, your wrist is breaking if you get hit by 98. So, look, the neck thing, yeah, I get it. But it's just the fact that it's so early on in the season. I think that people are getting in their feelings a little bit. Josh Young started the All-Star game in 2023. He is that dude. Jungle Cat, you're not going to get any disrespect from me. I love Josh Young. I think he could be one of the best third basemen to ever play this game based on what I'm seeing. I know that that is a big-time statement. I don't think it's a hot take. If the guy can stay healthy, and I think he's gotten a little bit of tough luck, I don't think there's anything stopping him from being one of the top third basemen in the game of baseball when his career is over and throughout his career. Hopefully there's no rain in Cincinnati. What's the forecast for Cincy? Let me look. Let's see. Cincinnati 10-day forecast. Let's see what we got. I hate that, man. I was just talking about that. I'm so glad the Rangers never have that problem when they play at home. But the worst thing is when you get the, game has been postponed. Hate that. So right now, thunderstorms. But then Monday, cloudy, 24% chance. Let's see, Tuesday, partly cloudy, 8%. And then Wednesday, AM thunderstorms. So maybe on Wednesday, because Wednesday is an 11:40 game. So they might have to end up making that a night game if there's early thunderstorms coming on Wednesday. But that's not a big deal. Rangers have Thursday off. So even if you had to have that day game on Wednesday get pushed back a little bit because of the thunderstorms in the morning, that wouldn't be the end of the world. So hopefully we can get all these games in Cincinnati. That would be ideal. I love day games though, in during the week. I know I said during the weekend I actually prefer the night games. Sunday day games are fine, but I like Friday night, Saturday night games, just me. But during the week, I like having something at work to distract me. So Wednesday during the day, I'll enjoy keeping up with that 11:40 a.m. Central Time start. Wow, so that's going to be 9:40 for me out here in Vegas. All right, we'll roll with it. We keep going. When Josh Young is playing and healthy, I think he's in the top 10 at third baseman in the league. I might even go up a couple of notches higher than that. I don't know if you could go any higher than 7 or 8, but I'd have to look at all third basemen just on a list and kind of play the who would you rather have. That might be a good segment. Let me see if I can pull up American League starting third baseman and see if there's like a list here that's been put together. Okay, I'll go on a CBS fantasy baseball depth chart here. So the Athletics, Gio Urshela, I'd rather have Young. Jordan Westburg for Baltimore, I'd rather have Young. Bregman, that's a tough one. And only because we don't like Alex Bregman, former Astro. I think it's pretty close. I'd probably say right now, you'd probably rather have Bregman if you're just being totally objective and not being a homer. So we'll say Bregman over Young at this point, but it's very close. Miguel Vargas, I'd rather have Young. Jose Ramirez, you'd rather have Jose Ramirez. Matt Vierling for Detroit, I'd rather have Young for sure than Vierling. Paredes, Houston third baseman, I think him and Young are pretty even. I'd probably rather have Young at this point. Michael Garcia for the Royals, rather have Young. Yohan Moncada, rather have Young. DJ LeMahieu, I'd rather have Young. Look, Royce Lewis, he's hurt right now, but I'd probably say Royce Lewis is a little bit higher than Young right now. So far, I'm at Alex Bregman and I'm at Royce Lewis. DJ LeMahieu, I'd rather have Young. Jorge Polanco for the Mariners, I'd rather have Young. Junior Caminero for the Rays, I'd rather have Young. Ernie Clement for the Blue Jays, I'd rather have Young. So only 2 AL third basemen would I rather have than Josh Young. And I think both of them are actually pretty close. The 2 I said, Bregman and Paredes. Yeah, I would definitely say only those 2 guys at this point. And the Bregman pains me, but I don't think you can choose Young over Bregman. You want to go total homer? Yeah, sure. I mean, go Young. I want to, trust me. But I would probably say, based on career accomplishments, Alex Bregman is a Gold Glove caliber third baseman, and he is a hitter, man. That dude can come through in the clutch. I think most people objectively would rather have Bregman this year. We're not talking long-term forever. Now, I don't want to bore anybody, but I'm going to do the National League really quick because I came this far. We're saying, where is Josh Young among the top third basemen in baseball? So far, I've got 2 dudes that you could maybe say you want over Young: Royce Lewis for Minnesota and Alex Bregman for the Boston Red Sox. Eugenio Suarez, Arizona Diamondbacks. I would probably take Young. Austin Riley for the Braves. Give me Austin Riley. I think Austin Riley is probably at a better spot right now than Josh Young. So there's 3. Matt Shaw for the Cubs. Give me Josh Young. Heimer Candelario. This is a good one. Candelario's had some good years. It's pretty even. I'm going to say give me a healthy Josh Young over Heimer Candelario for the Reds. Ryan McMahon. That's tough. Ryan McMahon for the Rockies. Give me Josh Young. Max Muncy, I think you got to go Muncy at this point. That one's tough, but Muncy, I think, has done it more consistently than Josh Young up to this point. Give me Max Muncy. So I'm up to 4 right now. Riley and Muncy so far in the National League. Connor Norby for Miami. Young, obviously. Oliver Dunn for the Brewers. Give me Josh Young. Mark Vientos. I really love what I'm seeing from Mark Vientos. New York Mets. Would I rather have him over Josh Young? What's he doing so far this year? What did he do last year? Last year was 266, 27 bombs. I think a lot of people would probably choose Vientos right now over Young. I'm gonna throw Vientos over Young right now. 5. Alec Boehm for the Phillies. We look at Alec Boehm last year. Wasn't he an all-star last year, Alec Boehm? Wasn't he all-star starter last year? 280. I think Alec Boehm, probably you want him over Young at this point. So we say 6. 6 guys now over Josh Young. Ke'Bryan Hayes, I think you maybe take him. So 7. Manny Machado for the Padres. There's 8 guys. Matt Chapman, Nolan Arenado. Do you take Chapman over Josh Young at this point? That's a tough one. Chapman had a pretty good year last year. Look, maybe the original comment was right from John. I think you say top 10. I think you can confidently say top 10, at worst, top 11. Look, I'm saying just for this year, by the way. Just for this year, we're not saying who do you want to build the franchise around. We're saying right now, in 2025, for 1 year, who would you rather have? Obviously, if it's long-term, there's going to be some guys that you might sub out and put Josh Young over. But right now, this year, 2025, I think there's maybe 10, 11 guys that you could say are better than him. And in the American League, I think there's 2 guys that you would maybe want over Josh Young right now. We'll keep going. Mike, yeah, I'm going to try and see what I can do. It got a little bit long-winded, but I'll try and do some of the hot button ones, and we'll definitely try and put it into a short. Absolutely. Let's see. Natalie says, we're going back to the stolen bases. I think certain pitchers are taking way too long to throw to the catchers. Look, I would agree with you, but I would say we can't just keep blaming the pitchers for the stolen base problems. That's what I was doing to begin the season last year. But then there are some guys they were doing some advanced stats on. Like some of our pitchers were actually pretty quick to the plate. Then it's just a matter of Jonah Heim and now Kyle Higashioka just not getting the ball to second base quick enough. Keep going. Young over Bregman if we're taking contract into account, and of course age. Absolutely. I'd rather have Josh Young over Alex Bregman if we're talking about building a franchise, just because of the age difference in the contract. 100%. Absolutely. All right, we'll keep going. So I don't have a whole lot else for today in TikTok. I'm going to try and get back to you guys. Went to the game. Bullpen scares me. A few guys in the bullpen scare me. I feel really good about Chris Martin. I think Robert Garcia is going to be really solid. I really like what I'm seeing from Hobie Milner so far. Just that lefty sidearm. Armstrong, I'm not completely sold on yet. And obviously Luke Jackson, I think the jury's still out a little bit. But I think the Rangers have some good guys in the pen. I like Garabito quite a bit. I know he had a really nice outing yesterday. Sorry about that. And last year he got beat up a little bit at the end of the year, but I thought he had actually a really solid 2024. Seager, by the way, I see a couple of comments. What's up with Seager? I think just a maintenance day. Like I said, with Corey Seager, you're going to see him get a day off almost every week, I think. I would be really, really surprised if he plays 130 games. You know they give him these maintenance days. And then you know on top of it that he's going to probably get a Sunday off most Sundays. So I'm going to be really thankful if he plays more than 130 games this year. Keep going. Stolen bases tick me off. Got to address it. Yeah, I've been all over the stolen bases. Cross, appreciate all the comments, man. Yeah, the stolen bases have to be addressed. You cannot keep giving away a free base every time someone singles. It's almost a foregone conclusion. If somebody singles, unless They are like the slowest runner on the planet. You might as well give them second base. It might as well be a double. Go Rangers. Brandon, what's good, man? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Jake just left and the tornado sirens were going off. Dang, man. Stay safe. Stay safe. BSJ, what's up from Texas? Roger says, I don't want to face the Yankees right now. I cannot say that I worry too much about the Yankees. I think they've got some good young players, but the pitching to me is not good enough to win a World Series. You lost Garrett Cole. I don't think they have good enough pitching to win it all. I think you kind of saw that happen against the Dodgers. I think you kind of saw that happen against a couple of teams here and there. And look, the Yankees obviously made it all the way back to the World Series. Credit to them, but you had Garrett Cole. You don't have Garrett Cole now. I can't see the Yankees getting too far, and I'd much rather have deGrom and Evo 1-2 punch against the Yankees versus what they have for a 1-2 punch. The Royals, come on, bro. Look, here's the thing. I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I'm not saying the Rangers are the best team in the American League, but I am saying that I don't fear any American League team at this point. I don't. I think the Rangers could beat any American League team. The Rangers could get beat as well. There are certain years, though, where you say to yourself, yeah, we're not getting past X team. And in the American League, I don't feel that way about any squad right now. Am I saying the Rangers are the best in the AL? If you want to take it that way, go for it. But at this point, I think the Rangers can compete with anybody in the American League. Keep going. We're going to start wrapping things up too, by the way. Kumar Rocker, we're not going to have any kind of stats really for tomorrow's game. I don't think Kumar has faced off against anybody on the Reds. I'll check it out. We'll see what we got. But I don't think we're going to have anybody with numbers against Rocker. Nope. That would only be if somebody on one of the teams that he faced last year went to the Reds. So nobody has numbers against Kumar Rocker on the Reds. Singer, did he play for the Royals last year? Brady Singer. Was he with KC? He was with KC last year. I love it when I get those little trivia things right. Brady Singer tomorrow. So the Rangers against Singer. You've got Adolis Garcia, 3 for 10, 2 RBI. You've got Higgy, 1 for 2 with the home run. You've got Langford, 1 for 2 with an RBI. Looks like Marcus Semien is 4 for 12 with 2 RBI against Singer. Leote, 2 for 7. Sorry, I'm doing some fast math in my head with 2 RBI. Corey Seager, 1 for 6. Jonah Heim, 0 for 5. I'd imagine we'll probably see Higgy tomorrow based on these numbers. Maybe not, but I'd imagine Higgy will probably get another crack at it, especially with the home run against Singer in his career. Berger, 1 for 4. I think just a single. And then Josh Smith, I don't think we'll see Josh, but he's 1 for 5 against Singer. So Peterson 0 for 3 as well. Singer is a right-handed pitcher, so you'll see the Rangers righty lineup. But not a lot to go off of here. The most sample size you've got, 12 at-bats from Semien, 10 at-bats from Garcia. Everybody else is 6, 7, and below. So definitely think that this could be a game that the Rangers offense gets going in. You've got a favorable ballpark, Great American Ballpark, known as a hitter's park. Brady Singer. I mean, look, last year for the Royals, he had a, ERA of 3.71. So he wasn't terrible, but wasn't unhittable. I think Brady Singer, definitely a guy, though, that the Rangers can get into favorable counts with and have success off of. So let's see what tomorrow brings in that regard. And we'll see what we get out of Kumar Rocker. Is he going to look like he did against KC in the exhibition games? Or is he going to look like he did coming out the gate in spring training? I pray and hope it is the latter. Now, the former. Whew, it's been a long day. The former. We don't want to see the spring training. We want to see the exhibition Kumar Rocker, 100%. Thanks for hanging with me, y'all. I guess I need my second cup of coffee for the day. All right, Mike, Church needs a couple low-stress spots, and he'll be okay. Agreed. There were some people suggesting throw Church out there like in the 8th or the 9th. Like, no, please don't. Same reason why I wouldn't want Kumar Rocker or Jack Leiter closing ball games. Remember, that was kind of a thing for a second among Rangers fans. Hey, why don't we throw Jack Leiter or Kumar Rocker in the closing role? How about no? How about we put these guys in lower stress, like good probability chance of having success? You don't want to see Jack Leiter, Kumar Rocker, Mark Church out there in the 9th inning getting lit up, totally destroying their confidence. I didn't want to see Kumar Rocker or Jack Leiter in the pen anyways this year. I think those guys are bona fide starting pitcher, ace caliber. If they're maximizing their potential, why would you want to put them in the bullpen? So Mark Church, he needs to be 6th, 7th inning guy for now. And then maybe at some point he does progress to a late inning 8th, 9th guy. We'll see what happens. But totally agree with you, Mike. Totally agree. We'll check TikTok one more time and then get out of here. Let me see. Go Rangers. Noah, what's good? Thanks for tuning in. Go Rangers indeed. Well, tomorrow it is a 6:40 start time. 5:40 in Texas. And that means 3:40 for me. Okay, cool. So we'll get off of work. We'll watch a little Rangers baseball. Don't know what my live schedule is going to be. I'm going to try and get into a good habit of posting. I post on X, Instagram, Threads, and then I also post on Facebook during the games if you need something to follow. TikTok, obviously, I'll go live here and there during games, but if you want my in-game reaction, follow me over on Facebook, on X, or on Threads. I don't know if I'm going to get into the Blue Sky stuff or not. I don't know if any of y'all are on that. Look, I really don't care what app it is. I'm not partial to one or the other. I know it starts getting a little political for some people. I'm just like, whatever. You want to follow whatever app works for you. So I'm on everything. I might end up getting on Blue Sky just for anybody over there that follows Rangers. Just keep extending the reach. But that's what I'll do. Live reaction. You want to follow along with my comments rapid during the game, hit me up on one of those socials if you're on TikTok. If you follow on YouTube, again, Facebook, X, Threads, or possibly Blue Sky, and you'll get my in-game commentary. And then I'll probably try for sure to go live on Wednesday. I've committed to end of every series, given kind of a series wrap-up all in all, but I'll probably be live Monday or Tuesday if I had to guess, one of the two. And look forward to you being there. Turn on those notifications, y'all. Got to turn on those noties so you can get notified every time we go live, every time we post a video. You guys know I really appreciate the support, appreciate all the comments. It means a lot. I started this just wanting to talk baseball with other good people like yourselves, and mission accomplished. And you're a big part of that. So hope y'all have a great rest of the Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Hope the work week gets off to a good start for you. Whatever it is you've got going on, we'll hope the Rangers keep rolling. They win this one, and they end up taking the series 3 out of 4 against the Boston Red Sox after an opening day loss. Great to see the Rangers put together 3 straight wins. They win 3-2 tonight, thanks to a masterful performance from Jacob deGrom, and in part as well, the bullpen. But Adolis Garcia, Wyatt Langford, 2 big home runs in the bottom of the 6th, win this one for Texas. And we head to Cincinnati, on to Cincinnati, as Bill Belichick would say. Hopefully another series win upcoming. And we'll be back to cover it either on Monday or Tuesday night. But like I said, follow us on other socials. We'll always be commenting on things as they happen in game. All right. Love y'all. We'll see you soon. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.